This week in Boomtown, we head to Knox County, where the power struggle over solar is on full blast.
How is Open Renewables handling some of those concerns? How do you address them?
We obviously want to make sure that people who have genuine concerns, those are addressed, and we do that through grassroots outreach, door knocking, making sure that people not only are aware of the project, but know that we're available to answer any questions that they have.
This week, farmers, officials, and neighbors clash over the future of farmland and energy. Plus, at the corner of Carbondale and Lindora, a new apartment plan in far East Columbus is sparking another hot debate. Neighbors want a park, but developers want homes. We'll lay out the growing concern with residents. And the city of Columbus stepping up against youth homelessness. Council just approved a new drop-in center. So how many young lives could this transform? Central Ohio is certainly booming. We all see it and we can feel it. With nearly 1 million more people expected to move here in the years to come, we're looking at the challenges and the solutions. So here's what we uncovered this week in Boomtown. Solar power is coming to Knox County, but many residents are not on board. This week, we took your concerns to the company behind this latest solar boom.
Biggest concern about this was land preservation of farmland here in Knox County.
Yes.
How is Open Road Renewables addressing that?
Thanks for joining us for This Week in Boomtown. I'm Angela Ann. We'll have more on the solar battle in just a bit. But first, some big news for Intel in Ohio. This week, the chip maker released its earnings report for Q2, saying Intel finished with revenue above quota. While that sounds positive, Intel credits those earnings to major cuts with the workforce, and Ohio is caught in the crosshairs. In a letter to employees, Intel CEO wrote, quote, "Over the past several years, the company invested too much too soon without adequate demand. To that end, we are further slowing construction in Ohio to ensure our spending is aligned with demand while maintaining flexibility to accelerate based on new customer wins," end quote. Well, this is certainly another bump in the road for one of the largest projects in our region, but leaders in New Albany tell us Intel has reaffirmed its commitment to Ohio, and they remain encouraged by the company's continued investment. Well, meantime, a very popular shopping complex in Columbus has a new owner. We're talking about Polaris. The O'Connor Group will now run day-to-day management. It's based out of Pennsylvania, and the company is really starting to make a name for itself here in Central Ohio. It just partnered with another firm to buy 230 acres of land for a new industrial complex near Rickenbacker. Columbus City Council is taking some new action this week to combat homelessness. It's a problem we have covered extensively on Boomtown as growth continues to bring new challenges. This week, council members approved $1 million for Star House. Now, this is a place where young people who are experiencing homelessness get access to food, clothing, and shelter. So this is really where redevelopment comes hand in hand with growth. Star House says it plans to transform a former church and school on Reeb Avenue into an expanded drop-in center for youth. It's a growing need, the CEO told us before, that will help keep this population safe.
We are greatly concerned about the humanitarian crisis that could ensue if additional housing isn't provided for young people in our community.
Star House is looking to raise $10 million to open this second drop-in center. The organization helped more than 1,600 young people last year, and that is double the number from just 3 years ago. Well, the future of fire service in Franklin Township is up in the air. This week, trustees in this western part of Franklin County put 3 new levy options up for consideration. And here's why. Earlier this month, one of the township's 2 fire stations shut down after a levee failure. 5 firefighters lost their jobs because of it, and now the only station left is on Sullivan Avenue. The 3 options could cost the average homeowner anywhere from $152 a year to $484.
What we currently would be paying would be $308, but if we want to, I'm going to round it off, $170 more per $100,000 home would basically be a levy that would never need redone again.
Trustees say without this new funding, the township could be left even more vulnerable. We'll keep tabs on this as trustees plan to put it up to a vote very soon. Well, this week, the city of Hilliard formed a new housing steering committee. The plan is to have community members, nonprofits, and experts help guide a year-long housing study. This study will look at housing needs and explore more options for the community. If you're interested in making a difference, applications are now open through August 15th. Now, we've heard it time and again in our 10 TV Listens town halls. This area needs more affordable housing. We're talking about the Central Ohio region. And this week, there's a new proposal for some of that housing on the city's far east side. The owner wants to put an apartment complex onto a vacant lot. But people who live there say it's just not right for their neighborhood. 10 Investigates reporter Rochelle Aline took their concerns to the city.
At the corner of Carbondale and Lindora in Columbus, a proposed plan for a 24-unit apartment complex on this vacant lot has people in the community feeling anything but playful. One woman who didn't want to identify herself after a recent shooting made that clear.
Is this a not in my backyard situation?
Yes,
Absolutely 100% for you.
100% don't want them here. It's not the people. We don't need the apartments here. It's a tight corner. It's a small area.
We asked leaders with the community's area commission the same thing.
Somebody could see the story and say, is this an example of NIMBY?
Most will say it's NIMBY, but we're not saying NIMBY.
And while they say they know Columbus desperately needs more housing, the idea of 24 one-bedroom apartments wasn't part of a recently approved plan for that area.
For us, this is really just about hearing our residents, following what we just completed, the Eastland for Everyone plan.
They even went as far as to send this letter to Mayor Andrew Ginther and City Council, asking them to buy the land so it can be added to the city park right next to it.
It's a lot of criticism for a proposed development that's been in the works for months. And we wanted to know what the developer thought about it. Hey, good morning, Dave. This is Rochelle Aline again with 10 TV. I've been trying to reach out to you all week. We're doing a story on that development at the corner of Lindora and Carbondale in East Columbus.
After calling someone close to the project several times this week, we tried again on Friday and still haven't heard back. But who we did hear back from was a rep for City Council. In a statement, they confirmed that the zoning committee would vote on this development on July 28th. And they said in part, quote, "We are committed to hearing from all parties, including the area commission, residents, and housing providers." In Columbus, Rochelle Aline, 10 TV News.
Rochelle, thank you. Well, this week we learned construction costs are posing a challenge for a local community college. So take a look behind me. This is Columbus State Community College. This week it announced it will not be building a $20 million career development center in Southeast Columbus. The college had planned to create that center on 37 acres, drawing great excitement to people who live near Eastland. Well, now the college says it's not even moving forward with acquiring that land. Columbus State says it made the decision because of rising construction costs and other limiting factors. But the college says it is still committed to construction trades and first responder education programs. It is also looking into more cost-effective options to help address their needs for space. All right, let's talk now about the power industry. Just look at all these solar panels. They're pretty much everywhere. Solar developments have met some pushback in a lot of rural counties across Ohio. They simply don't want to see all that solar. One of the projects is now moving forward in Knox County after getting approval from the state. And 10 TV's Colin Dorsey went down to Knox County to find out what's at stake.
If we do not stop the solar cancer from coming into Knox County, it will spread like wildfire.
Solar can be done right, and farmland can be preserved.
It was overwhelmingly opposed to solar.
They do not want that in our township.
Industrial solar. It's been a contentious topic in Knox County for several years. Just this year, county commissioners went so far as to ban any new industrial solar developments in nearly all of the county's townships.
I'm willing to second this because I want to see it banned at least from the 20.
Much of the debate comes from the Fraser Solar Project being developed by Open Road Renewables. It's set to go on this farmland leased south of Mount Vernon. Dan Check is with Open Road Renewables. The company currently operates at least 3 solar facilities in Ohio, with more in the works. The Fraser project in Knox County recently received approval from the Ohio Power Siting Board, meaning it will move forward. But opponents of the project plan to appeal that decision. I took some of those concerns about the project to the company.
The biggest concern about this was land preservation of farmland here in Knox County.
Yes.
How is Open Road Renewables addressing that?
It will continue to be utilized in some capacity for farming purposes. And then, of course, the decommissioning bond that we post as a developer ensures that we cover the entire cost of restoring this land back to its original state or as close as possible.
Along with returning the land back into farmland at the end of the lease, Check says sheep will be brought in during the operation of the solar field to graze on vegetation. The company says the massive project will be capable of producing 120 megawatts of power for the grid just off the sun.
Some of the opponents out there who say the power generation of these solar fields is largely overestimated. Do you correct that?
This technology has existed for quite a while and has been proven. So in terms of what the yield would be, I'm fairly confident in the engineers who designed the project that they've done a good job.
There's the opposition, there's me and the supporters, and then there's this great big middle, that you just don't want to think about it,
Kathy Gamble has lived in Knox County her whole life and made her living working in and around agriculture. She supports the project. These signs lining her driveway show that support.
What got you on board with saying yes to solar in Knox County?
Property rights.
For her, it's also about bringing development into the county and her interactions with the people from Open Road Renewables.
When problems did arise with their projects, they fixed it. It's not like they just walked away and that was the end of them.
Even though the Fraser Solar Project got approval from the state last month, there are still several hurdles for it to clear before Open Road Renewables can break ground. In Knox County, Colin Dorsey, 10 TV News.
Colin, thanks. Now in Columbus, some people are bracing solar energy and embracing it as well. This week, leaders announced a program to bring solar to low and moderate income homeowners on the Near East Side. One homeowner tells us it's a welcome change to the neighborhood she's called home all her life.
It's a joyful, it's a heartful, it's a tearful change actually. It brings joy to my heart.
Now, city leaders tell us the goal is to provide financial stability while promoting sustainability and helping to lower energy bills. Well, if you have ever sat in the slow crawl off I-71 near the Tanger Outlets exit, that's in Delaware County, then you know the frustration all too well. But there is relief on the horizon. This week, a new exit and road project promises to ease congestion and unlock some fresh opportunities for the area. ODOT is building the new exit about 1 mile before the one that's already there. 10 TV's Tara Jabor took a closer look at what this means for people driving by and the community that lives nearby.
If you've driven on Interstate 71 in Sunbury, you have probably seen traffic on this exit. Steve Pinkston, who lives in Delaware County, says the backups during rush hour can be a struggle.
Hitting 71 north in the mornings between 7 o'clock and 8:30, it can take you a little while to get on.
Now the state is looking to relieve some of that congestion. ODOT broke ground today on a project that will build a new exit off of I-71 before the existing exit. It will lead directly to South Wilson Road.
We're going to build a new bridge, a new set of ramps, and build a new roadway over to connect to Wilson Road behind the Tanger outlet malls.
The new roadway will be called Sunbury Parkway. It will not only relieve traffic, but also create new opportunities for the county.
Addresses longstanding congestion, roadway safety, and perhaps most importantly, unlocks significant economic development potential in this region.
Phase 2 of the project will create an east to west connection.
That will build a new road from roughly Alum Creek State Park all the way east into Sunbury near Cherry Street.
Pinkston says he understands why the construction needs to happen.
The exit is definitely needed when it comes to servicing the community. You've got Delaware in that direction. You got Sunbury going completely crazy this way.
Although growth is inevitable, he wishes his small town could stay that way.
It's definitely needed. I hate to see it eat up the farm ground, but that's just the way that works.
And that was Tara Jabor reporting. So this phase of the project is expected to take about 2 years. The next phase should begin once this one is complete. Now, speaking of transportation, more people are starting to take the bus, and that is what officials at COTA told us this week. The increase in ridership is coming as COTA continues to expand service. This week, 10 TV transportation reporter Amy Steigerwald started looking into just how many more people are riding public transit. Amy?
This comes following the Lincas levy passing back in November. Since then, COTA has been able to expand its services past midnight. Officials say the goal is to eventually become a 24-hour transit service all across central Ohio. Now, taking a look at the numbers, during the first half of this year, COTA recorded more than 6 million riders on their buses. That's up by 500,000 from the same time frame last year. That was January to June, which amounts to a 9% total increase. And we're told May saw the biggest jump in service, the month of May, with ridership increasing by 17% in that month alone. Like I mentioned, this comes as more bus routes and bus rapid transit lines are on track to make their way to central Ohio. Last month, plans kicked off for a new bus route that will connect Hilliard and Dublin to the University District, which is just one of the many expansions on the way.
The COTA buses that everyone's familiar with, this is actually going to be the connective tissue that helps everyone be able to access that really exciting new bus rapid transit service.
And COTA is also crediting the jump in ridership to more people having to return to work. The next round of service changes is scheduled for September. Reporting in studio, Amy Steigerwald for 10 TV News.
Amy, thank you. Finally, we leave you with this. The Ohio State Fair, it is well underway. And in case you missed it, this creation is always a fan favorite.
We're under construction, and the construction is going to transform this building into an experience for many, many years to come and for many, many more generations to come.
Well, of course, we're talking about the Butter Cow creation. This year's theme, Pardon Our Dust. And the American Dairy Association Midday says it is to recognize the major renovations underway at the fairgrounds, including inside the historic Dairy Products building. The sculptors went all in with the theme. You can see the Butter Cow and the calf both wearing hard hats. So cute. Also joined by 3 life-size construction workers, all made out of butter. And to make this yearly work of art, listen to this, the sculptors from around the state used up roughly 2,000 pounds of butter. And it took 400 hours in all, most of which was spent inside that 46-degree cooler just to keep that butter perfect. Very cool indeed. We do want to hear from you. If you have any questions related to Central Ohio's rapid growth, or maybe there's something you'd like us to look into, just text us your concerns at 614-460-3345. And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. You can also drop in a comment right there in the section, and we'll do our best to get back with you. It's been a great week. I'm Angela Ann. Thanks so much for watching This Week in Boomtown. We'll see you again next time.